Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. As always, it's me, the Smithy D. Okay, some hate territory wars, but I actually love the depth of the engagement and the strategy of this game mode. The rewards are outstandingly good even if you lose, but like how this game progresses, we have seen a rework to the fleet rewards for the top 20, introducing crystals. Zetas may be rare today, but tomorrow they could be as common as Omegas.
What did you say?
Zetas may be rare today, but tomorrow they could be as common as Omegas. So it's definitely not out of the question in the future to see new gear pieces, new ability mats get rewarded to the winning opposition. If Capital Games want more engagement in this game mode, all they actually gotta do is throw in 500 crystals to the winning side or release a global leaderboard that rewards crystals or new gear. This video is the first episode of many more to come for Territory Wars. I will be visiting all the traditional Territory War defense lineups and demonstrating effective counters. If you do not want to miss any of those videos, then make sure that you do subscribe and hit that bell icon if you do want notifications to your device. In this video today, I'm going to go over some tips to improve your game in this game mode. A simple remod can go a very long way for getting more out of your defensive team. The first example that we're going to be looking at is the Double Zeta Kylo Ren First Order team. This is quite a popular team on defense. As you can see, I am using the Retro Resistance versus this First Order team, and they are cutting them down quite at a good pace and keeping the First Order at bay. Can you spot the error here on the First Order? I have purposely modded one of these characters to fall in line with a lot of First Order teams I have seen modded like this, and it is really showing Resistance are making good work of them. So I remodded one of the characters to make the best out of this leadership and changed nothing on my Resistance side. If you haven't noticed it already, I remodded my Retro Kylo Ren with more speed. But why? Well, Kylo Ren's Unleashed leadership provides First Order with an additional plus 30 speed. Remodding Retro Ren to a 230 speed plus the leadership is going to give this character a 260 speed. Retro Ren opens using his Lash Out ability, which gives all First Order 25% turn meter. I've seen a lot of First Order teams with Retro Ren modded for around about 180 speed. This character is the Jar Engineer, the Sith Assassin of the First Order, so you want him as fast as possible to go within this team. With a team defending on the first or second battle, definitely 100% makes a difference if both guilds clear the board. This in turn is going to give the enemy guild less points from their victory. And above all else, if their Poe is not faster than this Kylo Ren with the Kylo Ren Unleashed leadership, it's definitely going to make it more difficult for them to just take it down, and they may need to use a meta team to finish it. Another great example is the JTR, R2 and BB-8 love triangle. Many may not walk into this problem with using GK or another clearly tanky character within this team. But if you are running this team with a Hermit Yoda, traditionally this is what this team will look like on defense. As you can see, all the characters are stealthed. R2-D2 applied it to Hermit Yoda, who is already stealthed. This in turn is going to allow the enemy to attack whoever they want to clear out within this lineup. Hermit Yoda has a very high amount of protection, and the way around this is to lower his protection to half percent primaries. Then increase the character's protection to the highest that you don't want stealthed. For example, I used an old Ben here and upped his protection so he was the tankiest character, and on the second try with old Ben with the highest protection, R2-D2 correctly applied his ability to old Ben. This simple remodding of this character can also be carried over to other areas like the arena. Force close. This one is a cheesy one for sure, but if things go south, there is nothing wrong with force closing. It will still be classed as a battle count, but it will stop the enemy team's turn meter being out of order. Nobody likes cleaning up somebody else's mess. This is definitely one tip to use at your discretion. Typically, if your team gets foobar, and if you're not sure what foobar means, I suggest you Google it, as it's a bit explicit for this video. Points actually do matter. You may be in a guild currently that you are wiping the floor with your opponents, and your opponents are struggling to get past your first few sectors. GP can only go up. It's a matter of time until you're in a higher bracket where both guilds are capable of clearing both boards, and the victor is determined by points. The focus here is to defeat an enemy team on the first attempt. This will reward you and your guild with a first attempt victory of 10 banners. If 50 guild members defeats an enemy team on the first attempt, that alone will net your guild with 500 banners. But of course there is RNG, so if you defeat an enemy team on the second attempt, that will net you and your guild with 5 victory banners. On the third attempt plus, you and your guild will not receive any victory banners. There is mostly a 24-hour period versus the enemy guild, so there is no rush to throw in everything you've got at one team. A great way to check the enemy, their setup and their mods is to click on their character, then have a look at your own roster. For example, if you've got a Poe faster than the enemy Kylo Ren with the Kylo Ren Unleashed leadership, you will definitely have an effective way to taking that team down. But this is something I will be covering in more detail with effective counters in future videos. So what do you think of this video? Is there anything that stood out to you that you didn't currently already know? Is there anything that you'd like to add? Let me know in the comments below. If you are interested in the up and coming counter team videos, then make sure that you do hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed the video, a like goes a long way and helps the channel grow, and it's greatly appreciated by myself. But thank you very much for watching today. I'm the Smithy D. May the Force be with you always.